I'd like to share with you from Judges 11, selected verses. Now Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty warrior. Gilead was his father, but he was a prostitute's son. Gilead's wife gave birth to other sons before him, and when his wife's sons grew up, they drove Jephthah away. They told him, "You won't get an inheritance in our father's household, because you're a different woman's son." So Jephthah ran away from his brothers and lived in the land of Tob. Worthless men gathered around Jephthah and became his posse. And then the Lord's Spirit came upon Jephthah. He passed through Gilead and Manasseh, then through Mizpah in Gilead, and from there he crossed over to the Ammonites. It was an exceptionally great defeat. He defeated 20 towns from Aroer to the town of Meneth, and on as far as Abel Keramim, and the Ammonites were brought down before the Israelites. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to call him Jeff. Jeff was a prostitute's son, and there is no sense in the scripture that she was able to settle down with his father, and it's not likely he was raised with his father's family name. No, Gilead was the region, and probably means that his father was some man or any man of the region. In other words, in that time and culture, Jephthah was raised without a father, and therefore is a man without a meaningful family. Despite coming out of a messy and, in that time, embarrassing situation, even though he had dealt with a lifetime of shame and trouble, even though he had grown up unaccepted, despite his loneliness and his brokenness, he rises up to be a judge of Israel. He sets aside the shame and his pain and acts with faith for his people. It turns out that though his father and society had abandoned this boy as a child, God had not. No matter our brokenness and hurts, we have a God who loves us. How do we know? Christ sets aside his own brokenness on the cross for us and defeats pain and death and rises to new life. This week, as we prepare to worship, let us ask ourselves how it is that we, individually and as a community, can set aside our pain, our struggles, in order to act with faith in God's world.